sort of sums up Adelaide's half, really.
Champness trying to get there. Kept his feet, and it might work out for Brisbane. That ricochet could have gone anywhere. Danzaki was lurking with intent as well. Adelaide United, a little bit of fortune, take it away.
Yeah, a little bit of anticipation. It was a bit of a scramble. It's hard to be critical of anyone there. Joey Champness didn't know where it was, and then when it bounced out, he thought Danzaki was going to go for the ball. Danzaki thought Champness was going to go for the ball, and Adelaide escaped.
Yengi shielding it again. It's so hard to get around. There's another player playing the ball in behind when the teammate is looking for it to feet.
Yeah, just rushed it. Cassini Yengi did excellently to get that ball out into space, but having done the hard work, that's good play from the striker. Well done. Off the ball, putting defenders under pressure. But the pass out to Cavallo, unnecessarily sloppy. It shouldn't have required Josh to turn around and go and get it.
What about that ball? Outside of the boot stuff. And Goodwin for Halloran. And again, another nick from Gillespie. A very important one. The buzz around this stadium after that lead-up play by Adelaide United went unrewarded. Brisbane surged down the other end. Wenzel Halls against Kiddo.
Oh, what a wonderful opportunity. That ball to Goodwin was superb. How many times this season has Macaulay Gillespie done that or something like it to see off the danger? And then up the other end of the field, Wenzel Halls was found beautifully. Blazes away haplessly.
From Kitto outside of the boot to release Goodwin. Kai Truan in that fullback role now drops it on a dime for Mabratu, and the stretch came from Elsey.
Truan, very, very good service. Mabratu appreciates it. Excellent defending from Jordan Elsey.
Plotting more changes. O'Shea can go back to Brown. Little 2-on-1 situation. Brown goes for goal. Arrowing towards that top corner, but a little too much elevation.
Yeah, he's done really well since getting back to Brisbane, Corey Brown, and he wouldn't at all be out of place for him to get a goal or two just to cap off the contribution. The consistency of his play.
Jakobsen hangs it up. Gillespie in position. And now the surge from Cavallo. And Akbari took it away. A-OK. Danzaki. O'Shea dropping deep between the centre halves. And that pass, who's it meant for? Champness probably thought the angle was going to take it towards Truan. He kept it in though. Asked Kiddo a question and created the turnover as a result. Here is Truan. Can they get payoff for that endeavour from Joey Champness? Three Brisbane players wait around the edge of the area. Brown a bit of time and space to deliver. down theatrically. Did Cavallo. Robbie Cornthwaite, we're going to see some movement on that Adelaide bench.
Yeah, Javi Lopez is going to come on for his first appearance in 7 weeks after that serious knee injury he picked up against Sydney FC. So he'll go and fill in at left back. That'll be a good duel up against Dylan Wenzel-Halls now for this final 25 minutes or so. And El Hassan Toure is going to come on for Josh Cavallo, who's been busy in midfield. Defensively, he's been getting stuck in and making plenty of challenges as well. The other thing to think about for Adelaide is Michael Jakobsen's just come back from injury. One day missed last game as well through a hamstring tightness. So they might have to just hold off on making the final change. They've got Perth away on Wednesday and then Melbourne Victory next weekend. So they've got games coming thick and fast. They've got to make sure they've got as many fresh bodies as possible.
Survival of the fittest at the back end of this season. And El Hassan Toure gets a little gift after coming on. Couldn't maintain it. Akbari around the corner for Danzaki. Wants it back as well. Teammates on the move through the middle. Tried to work it wide to Trewin. He was being tripped in the process. Minutes to go. Both coaches only have one more sub and one more sub window available to them. Already seen 4 substitutes activated each. O'Shea goes for goal. Away by Elsie. Toure. Beautiful play. Lung-bursting run being made by Strain here. He's never scored an A-League goal. Here he is. Puts the head down. Ryan Strain took it on.
Yep, positive. A very positive completion of the attack from Adelaide. Though the field's a little bit open now because they bomb so many players forward.
It's wide open, right-hand side. Champness keeping it central. Now he's seen Trewin, shapes it perfectly. Mabratu couldn't get on the end of things in the middle. Trewin might have gone a fraction too early for his striker. So very nearly for Brisbane again in that attacking third.
Yeah, well, he got there eventually, Joey Champness. To Kai Trewin. I thought the ball across was terrific and maybe just slightly overhit. Well, they're really courting danger here, Adelaide. They survived a penalty in the first half, saved brilliantly by Delianov. And the fact that Jack Delianov hasn't been called into action much at all in this second half is not because Brisbane haven't threatened. They're just missing that last pass, that last decision.
Referee keeping Adelaide United honest on the time-wasting front. Here's that earlier moment, Harps.
Yeah, I think it's a great first-time option. It is just takes a little bit of heat off it. Mabratu, it's for him to miss. That had been some drought broken for Golgo. It's been a number of years since he's managed to score in the A-League.
Switched up to Champness. Test for Javi Lopez. Weight on that pass was absolutely sublime from Akbari, who's having a terrific night. Shaped in by Brown, and Goodwin prevents the corner.
Good pressure, playing well, Brisbane.
I missed that one goal Mabratu has scored this season.
I did, yeah. When was it? Sorry.
I'll get back to you in a moment, but he has scored one. Oh, the shot from O'Shea.
Massive apologies to Golgo. Joe O'Shea
It was that late equaliser against Wellington in Newcastle. Remember, double-header day.
Right. Well, Lakbari on screen here, close to the best on the field today. Joe O'Shea would have expected more of himself there.
Robbie, what sort of tension are you sensing at pitch level there in the respective technical areas?
Well, Carl Veer was just making the point that he feels like every time Cassini Yengi touches someone, it's a foul, and he's got a defender with two arms over his shoulders. He's not able to jump, and it's play on. But it's nothing new from coaches to hear them complaining down here on the touchline, to be honest. So I was actually just thinking about the experience that Adelaide have got out there now with the two Spaniards and Jakobsen. It's something that they've really missed. And Wande and Jakobsen on that last goal kick with the two that were really barking instructions. It's going to be really important the final 15 minutes they keep this team organised, because Brisbane are starting to queue up on the edge of that 18-yard box.
Wenzel Hall's having a go down the left-hand side as well. Switched it up with Jampness in the last couple of minutes. Truan seeing plenty of it. Akbari. That's all the way through for Corey Brown. Teammates in the middle.
Well, beautiful from Gillespie again. That left foot just splitting Adelaide wide open, and Corey Brown, an advanced position, squaring the ball across the penalty area. Wenzel Halls gets there first. I think to say Brisbane are threatening is an understatement.
Inside the final 15 minutes of the 90. O'Shea deep. And tough for Truan. Goal kick, and the referee again has a word to his fellow fluoro man, James Delianov, to get on with things. They call him Lincoln. Ben Abraham Lincoln. Well, the Bunnings live ladder not working as the Brisbane fans would have hoped, but it can all turn around, of course. The Wanderers level on points with the Raw, go around next against Perth. Just to give you a little nightcap on your Sunday evening. Brilliant Wenzel Halls. Drove it to Danzaki. Goalkeeper comes. Anticipation from Delianov. Andy Harper's got him on the plane to Tokyo. Tom Glover, of course, the first choice goalkeeper for the Olyroos. And only one other can go as part of that 18-man squad.
A heavy touch from Al Hassan Toure. So much promise there.
Strain in no hurry to take the throw. Waits for Yengi to present. And have another one. And it's the Brisbane substitutes playing ball boy. Danny Kim on that occasion. We return to action midweek. Al Hassan Toure. The end where he scored that famous FFA Cup goal from this kind of angle. Trying to find a way around Gillespie. Fans thought he might have been infringed upon. Referee said play on.
Well, I think Macaulay Gillespie had a pretty quick and guilty look up at the ref then.
It's definitely a foul, and the card will come out as well for Ben Hallam.
The Australian Al Hassan Toure worked that one really nicely in a very, very tight situation on the near touchline. This one not so tight, but clearly a foul.
slip again in the Adelaide United defensive line. No damage done. Diego Castro, Bruno Fornaroli and young Luke Bodnar have been in good form for Perth. You're liking what you're seeing out of them?
I am, and I'm really happy for the late season resurgence of Andy Keogh. He's looked very dangerous as well.
And Stephen Ugarkovic, a starter for the Wanderers for the first time in that game coming up. Neville stooped ahead and somehow it wrong-footed Alassane Toure. Could have gone to him for the same price. That header goes to Dorigo. Harvey Lopez, who can play in midfield or as a fullback. Great to have that versatility when you sign your foreigners. Let's hope he can remain injury-free for the rest of the campaign. Gets a hand here from Dorigo. Dealt with by Jakobsen, who's running out the game strongly.
And Adelaide are just hoping the next 10+ minutes are just going to go, because they're not doing much at all to deal with the threat at the moment. They're defending well enough, but that's so far all they're offering.
Danzaki down on the edge of the area may have copped a stray arm after delivering that pass for Mabratu. That's Halloran, who just got cautioned.
It was a shoulder. I'd say an accidental shoulder, but he still ran across his path. Yeah, Adelaide, this is most odd. They've got no pace in their game at all. Their passing has been horrible.
Harvey Lopez got his head on it. Alassane Toure, a chance to stretch out. Around Danzaki, and then Feld. And the free kick is going against him. Brave referee. But it's for this action.
Well, why didn't he blow it up then? He's barely touched him. I think Lincoln's just become a De Soto.
Just held fire, just kept his powder dry. Andy Harper comes in over the top. Mabratu in the wide area. Asks too much of Truant.
The worry for Brisbane, if there is one, because they're looking pretty dominant at the moment, but the worry is that they're not converting any of this into direct pressure on James Delianov. Still time for that to take place, of course. And it's Warren Moon's men who have the ascendancy. Carl Viet needs something from someone in red.
Chase that ball down the tunnel and up to the dressing rooms. It's trapped by the fourth official. Daniel Cook in that role tonight. Getting some advice from Warren Moon about the time-wasting tactics right now. And the referee blew the whistle and said to Ryan Strain, you better go back and take that throw from where I want you to take it. It's a good way to time waste. Plenty of advice from the fans in the stands behind you, Robbie Cornthwaite.
Yeah, they're getting pretty vocal. I'm sure some of that's a little bit of frustration at the way that their team's playing. The referee blew the whistle to hurry him up, and as he threw it, the whistle went and everyone stopped. So a little bit of confusion there. Obviously something the crowd wasn't too happy about. But Andy Harper's right. Adelaide are just waiting for these final few minutes to tick away, and either that or they're expecting they're just going to go and score a second goal. They've got to be very, very careful here this final 10 minutes.
Their next game just 3 days away in Perth. victory. It's also away at Amy Park, and then 2 home games against Sydney FC and the Wanderers. All of those games, of course, live on Fox Sports. The run into the finals. Corey Brown just tucked in a little bit. And is he fouled? Yes, he is. A little sloppy by Elsie. Mabratu got the first touch on it and was then upended. And this is a great spot for a set piece.
Well, this is Jay O'Shea territory. And it's a foul. They got there late. They're not lucky they're not trying to get on the commute to work, because they'd be missing every bus available, the Reds, at the moment.
Jay O'Shea has wandered across. And he and Corey Brown are nutting it out as we speak. Macaulay Gillespie with that sweet left boot. Jay O'Shea was saying to the referee, I think this foul occurred a bit closer to that D over there. But, the referee said this is the angle you have to work with. Stop-start because of all of those fouls by the home team. Hanging on to that lead. Jamie McLaren dispatched a wonderful free kick in the previous game. What can Jay O'Shea do? 5-man wall. O'Shea goes for the same side as Jamie McLaren a little earlier on, and Delianov still keeping a clean sheet. Champness into the backside of One Day.
Well, good solid work again from Delianov. As the side he needed to protect, his positioning has him favouring that part of the goal. Look, he's positioned beautifully. Gets a late look at it. Starts outside and curls in. So it's not a bad hit from O'Shea. But Delianov had it completely covered.
Did you see which hand hit the ball first?
I wasn't looking for that particular speed.
It was the right hand, which unfortunately Ollie Sale couldn't get across to try and keep out McLaren earlier on. And that right arm of Ollie Sales was strapped heavily. Might have been a factor.
Could well have been.
As Mark Bosnich always says, if you can get across with that right hand in that situation. And Eugene Galekovic, of course, is coaching all of these keepers in Adelaide. Delianov learning plenty. Halloran came from the blind side. Upended by O'Shea. Referee says a free kick is the better advantage.
Well, the way Adelaide have been trying to slow the game down, I think he's probably read the room well. There might have been an opportunity for Al Hassan Toure to have sparked a bit of magic. Clear free kick, there's no question about that in my mind. But one-on-one, Al Hassan Toure outside. Give it another minute or two, second or two. But the way Adelaide are going at the moment, they're very happy for the game to stop.
Robbie Cornthwaite, I can hear you wanting to jump in.
I'm just going to say Ryan Strain's come for the pickle juice. He's suffering from a bit of cramp. One change left. There's no real like-for-like replacement on the bench.
Goodwin drives it in. Picks out Elsie. Hands up there. And they asked for handball. Handball or goal kick. Handball was given. Time running out for Brisbane here on the road in Adelaide. There's the ball. Joey Champness and Harvey Lopez weren't sure. Yengi moving well after leading the line and putting great energy into that effort. Brisbane player down. Al Hassan Toure puts the moves on. Oh, beautiful. Fans love him. He's an entertainer, and he earns the corner.
Well, there was a really good opportunity brewing there. Hassan Toure either didn't see it as quick as he might have, or decided it's not really the way things are going at the moment. We were treated to a really attractive escape act here. Where's he gone? There he is, Jay O'Shea. There 1 minute, gone the next. Meanwhile, the ball's gone through your legs.
That's brilliant. His father raised the Toure boys to be entertainers in everything that they do, and they live up to that billing. Let's hope they can both remain injury-free. Oh, nearly. It's Gillespie again. How often does he get on the end of things? Because Yengi was very interested in that service.
He's on his haunches now, so there's a bit of contact from Macaulay Gillespie, but he's just been outstanding all season at that.
Just a knock and not a requirement for a concussion check by the doctor. Long legs of Yengi. Oh, he had him beat too. Final touch got away from him. But he keeps so much alive with that dexterity and the length. And now he's in a wrestle with Scott Neville. May we dance?
I think it started out as a bit of a bromance from Cassini Yengi and Scott Neville. Misread it, the way I saw it at least. Maybe there was something more in it. It turned into a little bit of Greco-Roman wrestling.
3 minutes of time. 3 minutes.
Get Roy and HG to give their interpretation of what went on there.
It's like a couple of caterpillars making the most of springtime.
Al Hassan Toure, nice idea, just not quite the right line for Yengi. Just 3 minutes being added on here. O'Shea looking long, picked off by Strain. Linga. That was the pickle juice one, wasn't it?
Escape there from Scott Neville. But he got away with it. He's played very well himself, Scott Neville.
Now with Akbari replaced late. Danny Kim into midfield. And as you saw, Mohamed Toure is going to give Cassini Yengi a late chop out, and he'll be asked to leave at the nearest possible point by the referee. So he'll depart behind the goals, denying him an ovation that he deserves tonight, Andy.
Yeah, he's worked really hard. And a tough game for a player who's playing number 9, because Adelaide generally have been pretty flat. He's had to generate pretty much everything for himself up there and has done really well, battled hard, suffered from the Gusted syndrome, I believe. Punished because he's a big guy. Defenders get away with more than they might otherwise.
Substitution for Brisbane Royal coming off, number 25, Roman Akbari. He'll be replaced by Danny King.
That took a little bit of time, that change for both teams, so maybe we might go all the way to 94, perhaps. Is that enough time for Brisbane to fashion a chance at an equaliser? Had a glorious one, of course, when Champness stepped up to the spot in the first half. Here's Toure turning the corner and earning a corner off Kim.
Yeah, he did really well to roll Macaulay Gillespie, but fantastic anticipation from young Kim. I thought we might see a lot more of him this season, but you don't see Macaulay Gillespie with that easy a give up. Toure beat him. Kim needed to provide the cover.
Injury was key for him in pre-season. Warren Moon discussed it the other night. And then Jesse Daly and Akbari came into his roles and played well, so it's part of the reason that he hasn't come back until now. Brisbane scrap for the throw. Is their time to get it down the other end. Wenzel Halls dumps it out towards Champness. Truan will get on the end of Harvey Lopez's ball down the line. Trying to use the spin of the ball was Champness. Not fouled by Harvey Lopez. Fans are whistling. The referee holds fire for a moment. Seconds ticking away. Have to deliver something now, Brisbane. Kim forces a teammate wide. Champness drives it. Can they get a ball into the box? Needs to be now. Delianov backs off. Danzaki rises for the header, and they get the corner.
What about the a minute for subs? A minute for subs.
Albeit not sure on the timekeeping. Jamie Young is up. Right in front of the Red Army. O'Shea's delivery. Back in by Kim. Still alive here for Neville, who's onside. Jamie Young stays up. Charged down by the hand, it appeared. What a win for Adelaide United. A priceless 3 points to close in on a final spot. And James Delianov with a massive save from that Joey Champness penalty. Craig Goodwin's first half strike, 25 minutes in, proves the difference. Arrowed into that bottom corner. And Carl Weerts protects and extends that proud home record. Just one defeat here all season in 11 games at Coopers. And there's a couple more to come to close out the home and away campaign. Full time at Cooper Stadium tonight. Adelaide United 1, Brisbane 0. And the Roar will be looking over their shoulder at the Wanderers now.
Yeah, certainly will. They played well, Brisbane. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't find any magic combination to really threaten the goal. But they had that second half. They'd set themselves up for the snatch.